In this series, we'll be interviewing an entrepreneur from Louisville, Kentucky, Chelsea Ellis, a 22-year-old best-selling author. In the first episode, we look at just a brief introduction to Chelsea and her life and how she got into writing her book and got her entrepreneur spirit. This will be broken up into 3 parts where she'll talk about current phenomenons with coaching and her perspective. And then in part 2, we take a look at some of the key factors to starting a business. This is where you can really get some key insights into what you need to do and what's important when starting out. And the part 3, you'll learn about Chelsea's option to not go to school and how that affected her, and also mentors that she recommends and how she was able to use mentors in her industry to propel herself forward, as well as failing to success. So join us on this 3-part series, which we'll cover over the next 3 weeks, in learning about how you can tackle the hardships of becoming an entrepreneur and how you can be optimistic and know that you too can be on the rise and fail your way to success. Let's get started with part 1.
So I have Chelsea Ellis here with me, and she is going to speak with us today. She's an entrepreneur in Louisville, Kentucky. She wrote a book at age 20 called Fail to Success, and she's just a powerhouse here in town and so young, but that doesn't hold her back. So I wanted to make sure I got her on here and ask her some questions to help any entrepreneurs out there who need some inspiration or kind of want to learn how to navigate and become a powerhouse like she is. So the first thing I want to do, Chelsea, is just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, as you mentioned, my name is Chelsea, from Louisville, Kentucky, born and raised. And then other than that, as of now, I'm an entrepreneur, author. As you mentioned, 2 years ago, I created that book, Fail to Success, and was able to hit Amazon #1 bestseller. So that was a really great time for me. It kind of was like the launch of my business. And then after that, I ended up creating my brand, Fail to Success, to where now I do a lot of business coaching, teaching people how to use the internet to grow their brands. Also, I do a lot of networking events and empowerment events just to help entrepreneurs and teach them as much as possible from the things that I've learned from my coaches and mentors, as well as a host of other things. I do motivational speaking as well as keynote speaking as well for other people's events. So really just enjoying it. I'm 22 years old now, so still young, still, going after my dreams and trying to help other people do the same thing, really.
So you say you're still young, but when you actually have been an entrepreneur from the start. I read a little bit about your grass cutting business, so that's kind of always been in you.
Definitely. I know even when I was in high school, I've always had the hard worker mentality. Really, I kind of got it from my family, my grandparents, my mother, my father. They all were hard workers, and I noticed that, and it made me want to do the same thing and work hard. And it was around the time where, Craigslist became something big, where people were using Craigslist to, buy cars and do all these things. So I thought to myself, I cut grass at home. Why can't I just put an ad on Craigslist and try to start my own grass cutting business and, use the tools that I have? So I ended up doing that. I put an ad on Craigslist, and it was funny. And then I ended up getting calls, and I was like, oh, am I really prepared for this? It was funny. I was probably 16 or 17 years old then. And I was my mom after I put the ad on, and I said, I'm going to need your help because I just put this ad up, and I have people calling me. Can you take me to these places to cut grass? And she was like, she was like, when did you do all this? I bought business cards off of Vistaprint, the free business cards you can get for the trial and everything. So I was 16, 17 years old, doing that. And even before then, in elementary school, I always thought it was funny because everybody always said, they ask you, what do you want to do when you grow up? I heard people say, firefighters, policemen, people say doctors, lawyers, the things that we all are familiar with. But I was like the kid that kept on saying, I want to own a hotel when I get older. I want to own, I always wanted to own some type of business. So it kind of was always in me to want to own something that I enjoyed and do something that I would enjoy, making money as well as doing as a living. So.
Yeah. Okay, so you said a lot of things there. That's so awesome that you were doing that at such a young age. Do you feel like technology helped you that you were just at the right place at the right time? Because back in the day, you have to go and hand out flyers, and it sounds like your Craigslist ad just kind of like, whoa, here I am, now I've got a business. So do you feel like that technology really helped a lot with that?
Yes, I would say technology helps a whole lot because it just kind of puts people right in front of you. Your potential customers right in front of you. So like what you said, you don't have to go out and find them anymore. It's more easier for them to find you. Whether it's through Google or Craigslist or Facebook, now all you have to do is type in a hashtag or a simple phrase to be able to find what you're looking for. So, like I said, it definitely it's made it easier for me throughout my whole process. And even like events that I do now, I don't even print out a lot of flyers. Most of the time I just do events on Facebook or Eventbrite, and I'm able to bring people out to those events. So it's truly made a big difference in my business, even being able to use technology.
Oh, yeah, lots of people definitely benefit. That's great that you're 16 years old and knew how to get online and do that. So, but you have, your parents are both entrepreneurs, right? So how, do you feel like that had anything to do with you being a go-getter?
Definitely. It helped a lot. And my parents, when it came to entrepreneurship and the things that they did, they were very hands-on, even when I was young. So they always explained things to me. When it came to the times where I opened a checking account or a savings account, or came times where my father was starting a new business, he would explain to me what he was doing. And at the time, because I was young, I didn't understand exactly, but it helped out now because now I can look back to the things he told me or the things my mother told me, and it makes perfect sense. So it definitely helped out a lot. My father and my mother, they kept me kind of front hand, me and my siblings, with any business that they were doing. My mother, she's a hairstylist, so we stayed in her salons. We stayed seeing the things that she was doing with her, whether it was educational or just being, like I said, hands-on in the salon, as well as my father. He owned a few businesses, and all of them, he let us come to the meetings. He worked from home so we could hear him speak and how he talked. He introduced us to new terms. He was telling me about affiliate marketing and branding and all these different terms when I was in elementary school. So it truly kind of stuck with me to where now when I'm learning from other people and still learning from them, I'm able to say, okay, I've been knowing this. I've been trained to know what these things are. So it's definitely helped me tremendously because they started at a young age instead of waiting for me to get older to then teach me. So I appreciate that a lot. And I've noticed the impact that's had on me.
So what exactly is your company? I'm going to jump a little bit about Fail to Success and how you help entrepreneurs.
Definitely. So Fail to Success, my main mission is to teach people how to create income through doing something that they're passionate about. I've realized that if you do something that you enjoy doing every day, you can make money from it because you enjoy it and it doesn't feel like work, as well as you're going to work hard because, like I said, you enjoy it. So it doesn't feel like work. So you'll work 12-hour days and it doesn't feel like you're doing that because you enjoy it. And I've realized when you do that, then the money starts to kind of attract to you because you're doing something that's helping other people and that you enjoy as well. So with Fail to Success, my goal is to teach people how to turn their passions into income, as well as I'm big with the internet. So I try to teach them how to use the internet in order to do that. So mainly Fail to Success focuses on branding and marketing. So I teach people how to brand themselves and put themselves out there as an expert, whether it's through creating a book and using that as a product or whether branding through using social media. I have online training courses as well as workshops that I do live that I allow people to attend. So that's one thing that I do. And then I do also motivational speaking as well as keynote speaking where I focus on the topics of entrepreneurship as well as motivation. Starting out in business, I realized that your mindset is really the biggest thing when it comes to reaching your goals. A lot of times we don't have the mindset to think that we can do what it is that we want to do. So it takes us breaking that barrier and that fear of achieving success in order for us to do it. So that's one of the main things that I teach as well. So I do a lot of business coaching, whether it's, like I said, workshops online through training courses that I have, or even one-on-one. And that's kind of Fail to Success's main focus, and everything that we do kind of revolves around that. from the books to the events to the workshops. We just try to teach as much as we can about entrepreneurship, how to make money work for you, and how to stay motivated throughout the process.
So it sounds like you have like a business that a business model that I've seen a lot lately on social media. And I'm really big into watching a lot of YouTube videos and things. And I think any entrepreneur today may have noticed this trend of seems like a lot of people are calling themselves coaches or starting businesses that are doing kind of similar to what you're doing. How do you feel about the fact that, like, I feel like you've written a book and you have had success in doing that and you've done the steps to do that. But a lot of these other people really don't have any credibility per se.
Right.
So how do you feel about this whole movement that's going on? It seems to be a trend. And how are you separating yourself from those people who really don't have the credibility, I guess, to say that they can teach you how to start a business? They've never even started a business, or they
exactly. Definitely. There's a few ways where you can tell the difference when there's people who know the certain skill that they're saying that they can teach to you or not. The main things are, because even now I buy a lot of courses, I invest in coaches, and really coaches is kind of the new term for mentors. We used to call them mentors, but now in the millennial generation, we use the word coaches more so because a lot of times mentors are associated as someone who gives you knowledge for free, and someone who is not working with you hands-on, one-on-one, but someone that, you might know that might be your father or someone from your church or something like that who influences you is what we call maybe a mentor. But now we see a lot of people saying they're coaches. And when I think of a coach and when it comes to when I coach, I always say a coach is someone who helps you throughout the process. So similar to like on a sports team, you have a coach. So they're not really out there doing the work for you. That's more so like a consultant, someone who does the work for you. But a coach is someone that helps you and guides you throughout a process. So when you're looking for a coach, you want to find someone that can, one, do that, be able to guide you through the process. And like you mentioned, they've had to go through the process themselves in order to do that. Two, I look for testimonials. So people who have been through the courses or been to their workshops before and had success. That's the best way to figure out if someone is the real deal or not. You want to look at their past success and who they've helped and, really their analytics. So that's a good thing about social media. A lot of times, like you said, there's people out here who are using these terms like their business coaching or branding and things such as that. But you can always ask them for their analytics to see, in their numbers, to see if they're really doing what it is they say they're doing. Whether it's Facebook, you can check out and see how many likes or how many buys they're getting from their Facebook page or their website or anything like that. You can really check their numbers, and if someone is really doing it and doing it the right way, they're open to show you what their numbers are and with whatever it is that they're saying that they can teach you on. So that's another great thing is checking people's testimonials. And really I always tell people to do business with someone you like and trust. So when it comes to someone who is coaching you, you want to pick someone that you relate to and that you feel that you can truly learn from. So I realize that everybody isn't someone that I'll coach, and everybody isn't somebody that I would want to coach me. I want somebody that I can relate to. And when that happens, you'll see that it makes the process easier for you to get through. So I always say find someone that you can first, everybody should be able to get a free consultation before you buy a product from someone. So reach out to them. See if they're open to give you, a free hour talking to them to where you can really see if you can work with them and be able to get coached and learn from what it is that they're trying to teach you. So that's kind of my three main things that I would recommend. First, really investing. I think it's important to invest into a coach. Make sure they have testimonials, past people that they've coached before that prove that they're doing it. Check their analytics, see if it's working for those people that they've coached for, as well as just really see if they're right for you. So if they relate to you and if you can trust them throughout the process, because that's the biggest thing.